Good morning, gang. Happy Saturday morning. It's dark 30 here in Tennessee, and as usual, I couldn't sleep. So, got up, made a cup of coffee, let the dog out, and all right, let's see what's going on in the world. And of course, my typical digging to see what's going on in the world found stuff that is important to us that the U.S. mainstream media doesn't think is important. Right? Okay. If we don't tell them, they won't worry about it. Now, by no means am I trying to gloom and doom anybody. Okay. I'm trying to let you know what is going on so you can make the appropriate preparations in case it happens. And in this case, it looks like it is happening. What I'm talking about is India-Pakistan. It turned into a full-blown war overnight for us. During the day for them, but overnight for us. They are now artillery shelling, rockets, drones, missiles, a 125 plane dogfight happened this week. One of the largest dogfights, aerial dogfights since World War II. Okay. We have multiple deaths. We have military industrial complexes. We have ammunition plants. We have military hospitals. We have military bases on both sides being shelled, being hit with missiles, drone attacks. Yeah. Okay. This is what we've gotten into. It's to the point where the Pakistani defense minister, this is his quote from this morning, no option left other than full-blown war. Okay? I want you to think about that. Now, we've all heard the stories of the year without a summer. What if there was a decade without a summer? Think your preps might be necessary? What I'm talking about, a decade without a summer, is there's no food. You can't grow it. You can't raise it. I mean, I've got chickens and cows and pigs and whatever. Well, what do they eat? Okay. Can't grow anything. There's no food for your cattle, for your chickens, for your pigs. Okay. You're stuck to what you've got put away. I doubt there's many of us that have 10 years of food storage. Okay, to think about this. So I did a little bit of digging on this, and this is kind of interesting. 6 years ago, back in 2019, one of the scientific journals, and I'll link the whole thing below so you can read it. There's going to be a bunch of links below that you can read, okay? Because very little of it is coming out of the U.S. media because as much as I agree with this administration, J.D. Vance coming out and saying India-Pakistan is none of our business. Yeah, if you listen to this, it's our business, okay? So one of these scientific journals back in 2019 put out I don't know which article, let's just look at it. You can say prediction, you can say whatever it is. I just want to read you the abstract to this, but I'll read the whole thing, or I'll link the whole thing so you can read it. Here it is. Pakistan and India may have 400 to 500 nuclear weapons by 2025, with yields from 12 kilotons to a few hundred kilotons. If India uses 100 strategic weapons to attack urban centers and Pakistan uses 150, fatalities could reach 50 to 125 million people, and nuclear-ignited fires could release 16 to 36, teratons, I think it is, of black carbon smoke. Okay. The smoke will rise into the upper troposphere be self-lofted into the stratosphere and spread globally within weeks. Surface sunlight will decline 20 to 35%, cooling the global surface by 2 to 5 degrees Celsius, okay, and reducing precipitation by 15 to 30%. Recovery takes more than 10 years. Net primary productivity declines 15 to 30% on land and 5 to 15% in oceans, threatening mass starvation and additional worldwide collateral fatalities. We have nothing to do with this. We aren't involved. Not taking sides, not getting involved. Let them handle it. There's no, we're working on negotiating a peace or anything like that. Nope. But if this goes nuclear, which, as I said last week, go play 6-on-1 basketball and see what kind of response you're going to have when you start losing your ass. Okay, that's Pakistan to India, personnel-wise. They're going tit for tat already. This war's been going on for, the conflict has been going on for a week or so, ever since we had 26 people killed in Kashmir by some Pakistani terrorists or whatever it was, supposedly. And already we've got missiles and drones and fighter jets going after this. And 2 nuclear-armed nations. What do you do? What are your plans? What have you done so far? You've probably got food put away. 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2, maybe 3. Okay? You got 3 years worth of food. What are you going to do for 7 other years? Again, this is kind of like a culmination of everything I've talked about here in the last couple of weeks. The book 1 Second After comes into play. No EMP, but starvation, mass casualty event. Imagine the insanity of people, running around, people killing other people for a potato. Okay. Again, I'm not trying to gloom and doom everybody, but this is really going on. We're not talking about Israel and Iran. We're not talking about Russia and Ukraine. As I said before, in those conflicts, wars, whatever you want to call them, one side is nuclear. When both sides are nuclear, then you have mutually assured destruction, right? And there's no problem with doing it. When the Pakistanis say there's no other option left but a full-blown war. What's a full-blown war to you? Is it tanks? Is it drones? Is it the red button? Yeah. Okay. All this conflict that's going on around the world is going to drastically affect us, even if we are not involved in it. How much product do we get from India? Probably thinking there's not going to be a whole lot of stuff made, medicines, I don't know. There you go. There's 80% of our medicines, right? Comes from India. We might not be able to get that. Gee, because all those people in those plants, instead of making medicine, are now making, chlorine gas or something, chemical weapons. Think that could come into play? Right. I mean, this is what I've said before. Wars start like this, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And all of a sudden, gee, what do we do now? I don't know, I got the button, let's use that. Okay. This war is rapidly expanding. You had a terrorist attack on 26 people. That then you had a missile volley of a few missiles. Now you've got more. Now you've got heavy artillery. This isn't a bunch of guys that are just, dropping mortars or something like it was a few days ago. I mean, now you've got full-blown artillery shells going across the border. Now you have each country targeting into the country, not just in the Kashmir border, into the opposing country with, again, large weapons, okay? Megatons, we haven't got to kilotons yet, but when you're talking about missiles hitting hospitals or military installations, it's not taking out a building. Those are taking out city blocks, okay? That's what's going on there. The casualty event is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Conveniently, at least for us, it happens on a weekend. Why? As per normal. Because it won't get that much coverage in the media. Too many people are worried about mowing the lawn or having that barbecue. It's Mother's Day weekend, right? Oh, so by the time the public, even in India and Pakistan, starts getting aware that this stuff is escalated, it's already escalated. By the time the rest of the world is being made aware of this, it's well involved and already going on full bore. The decade without a summer. Let's say, God forbid, this actually does go nuclear, and that prediction from 6 years ago comes true. What are your plans? What have you done to prep for that? Again, something we are not involved in whatsoever. Calling a congressman or running around the university protesting isn't going to do anything to feed you, isn't going to do anything to protect you. Because what you have to realize is the chaos that will ensue from this will have nothing to do with Indians or Pakistanis, at least here domestically. I mean, I don't know, maybe somebody's going to go get pissed off and run into a 7-Eleven, okay? Who knows? But what happens when there is no food? Because we have nuclear winter, 10 years without a summer. When there is less rain, 1/3 less rain, how are you going to wash yourself? How are you going to drink? I mean, how dependent we are on rainwater. I have rain collection devices on my house to get water until it doesn't rain. It's an issue. Okay. You can't grow food. You've got stuff put away. What you have planned for your family to last, let's say you're a family of 4, and you have 2 years worth of food for that family of 4, until 4 other people come into your house, and now that 2 years of food for 4 people is 1 year of food for 8 people. Storing 10 years of food is practically impossible unless you own a small warehouse, okay, depending on how many people you got. Okay. You could turn entire bedrooms into closets and have stuff stored like crazy, but honestly, how many of us have the storage space or have the money to store food that will last for 10 years? I mean, there's only so many foods that will feasibly last that long. Yes, we've seen many videos where people have opened up jars of food that they canned 10 years ago and it was still good. Yeah, it's still edible, all right? The nutritional value is drastically reduced, but at least you got a full belly, okay? But these are things to consider, to look at and go, what am I going to do? What can I store? Okay, all your 5-gallon buckets with Mylar bags in it, things like that. Yeah, the spaghetti noodles you're storing, or I mean, anything that's got indefinite shelf life. I mean, granted, you're not going to live the rest of your life eating honey. That's not going to happen. Okay. But now you get into a situation of, what can I do? What can I grow, potentially, when there is no sunlight? You know, do you have some sort of greenhouse set up? Even as small as it is, if you can grow something to put in your belly, good. But what about all those people that don't have anything? What if this goes off? What if this goes nuclear this week? Literally. I mean, and it could. And all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, as the story goes, we have this black cloud coming over the United States that never goes away, or Canada, or wherever. Okay? Never goes away. All your planting has died off. No sunlight. What do you think the grocery store is going to last? A couple of days? Do you think those trucks to come resupply the grocery store are going to make it to the grocery store? No. They're going to get hijacked somewhere on the road. Okay? They're never going to make it. How crazy are people going to get? Are you ready to literally, and talk about castle doctrine or stand your ground, are you literally ready to stand at your front door to defend the food you have in the house? You're defending your pantry or your refrigerator. Because there will be, mark my words, if anything crazy happens, there will be people that will kill over a potato. You got food? There's going to be hordes of people coming to your doorstep. They want some. And they'll do anything to get it. Will you do anything to protect it? Will you be one of those people that says, oh, gee, the mom and the kid at the front door, we're hungry. Can you just give us a little bit of food? And you give them a tomato. And the next day, the mom and the kid are back with all their friends. Can you give us all a tomato? That's how it's going to work. Once word gets out that you've got anything, everybody and their mother's coming to you to get theirs. People don't realize how fragile life is, how quickly this could all go to hell. 24 hours, oh, it'll be a couple of weeks or whatever it was. No, it won't. It might be a couple of weeks if you live out where I am, that the massive hordes from the cities get out to you. But there are plenty of people in your local area who haven't done squat, don't have anything. They've got enough groceries to get them. Today's Saturday. Today's the day people go grocery shopping. If they are lucky, they go grocery shopping today. They buy a week's worth of groceries and they got enough to get them through next week. That's it. Okay. If this all went down today, how long is it going to be until power goes out, food is gone, everything? The media doesn't think this is important. J.D. Vance doesn't think this is any of our business. What's their response going to be when New Delhi is the new Hiroshima, right? Or Islamabad is Nagasaki, and that first one goes off? What are they going to say then? What is going to be the worldwide response? Oh, the politicians will run their mouths. The militaries around the world will flex their muscle. And the people around the world will freak out. The whole reason we all do what we do is to avoid the freak out. But we still have to deal with there won't be more supplies coming. And we still have to deal with all the purple-haired freak-out people that all of a sudden now they want to be your friend. Something to think about this morning, because this one is actually close to being the SHTF TEOTWAKI event that preppers have talked about for decades. And the media doesn't even think it's worth talking about. But then again, a lot of things that I talk about on this channel that the media doesn't think is important at all. Until it's too late. Pinball out.